Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. As you see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where I am recording a little bit late. I could have recorded a bit earlier, but I didn't, mainly because I couldn't be bored. Also, my stomach is feeling a bit like right at the moment, so I was just like, maybe I'll sort of wait for it to subside, but on the other hand, it is not, so. So we're here anyway, I suppose, recording for now. Mainly because otherwise the Joy-Con battery is going to run out eventually, so good evening everyone here on a late night broadcast. I hope I can make it through this. Right now in Fawnhallow it's 12, I don't know, I skipped through about 13 AM on what should be Thursday, 8th of January 2025. I don't know what I'm going to speak about necessarily today. Let me think. What can we talk about? What's something interesting which would be like, yes, this is it. This is my moment, my moment. Yeah, I don't know. Like, someone in my head was like, I was going to speak about a game today, but I don't know what. Talk about Musical.ly, that could be a fun one. We have the most recent theme. I'm not sure when the last time I spoke about it is really, but we had the most recent theme of Brand New Feeling, which I was like, this is a pretty hard one to do. I submitted the K-pop song Eyes One Panorama, mainly because, to be fair, a lot of K-pop songs end up being like love songs in a way, but this one actually also represents a story which I didn't actually tell all too much, but it was the fact that this is basically Eyes One's final song, and it was basically a kind of like, it is like on the surface level a love song, but then underneath the surface you see it as actually like a sort of farewell renewal song, in a way of saying that like things are going to change, let's take in this moment, I suppose, of where we are now before everything's different in some ways, but things still stay the same in a way. So I was like, okay, well, that seems like an interesting sort of like a reinvention one. It's also one of my favourite songs of my Eyes One. But anyway, not the point. There's Beeps and Boops, which is this current round, which is a song with no lyrics and singing or speaking aloud, which I haven't submitted a song. I definitely went back and forth quite a few times about what song I was going to submit. My first random thought was like, because I'm obviously trying to submit quite niche songs, is a song which I spoke about like recently, about retrospective, like doing this Friday Night Funkin' mod or something, which I stumbled upon by a complete random recommendation for the hold. It was basically the whole, not hold music, what's it called? The menu music for the game, and I was like, these slap, and these like really epitomize, I think, the sins that they're trying to embody. And my favourite one was absolutely the last one, the Unfurling of Lust. It's just like, it's so funky. And I spoke about it recently, how the full mod has been like released like 2 months ago or something, I don't really remember off the top of my head, but yeah, it was released a couple of months ago, and you know, the full version's out, and it's super funky. It's actually funky enough, I'm like, I feel like I should change my phone ringtone to that or something, because I just love it so much. The thing is, it just starts a bit quiet, which is not really what you want that much from a phone song, but I don't know, maybe I will at some point. But I just love it because of a I don't even know what genre it is necessarily, but Infernal of Blast if you want to look it up. Anyway, I was considering that. Oh gosh, I ended up not submitting it because I was like, it's only a minute long, you know. And while I like it, it's to the extent where it's like, it's only, I would only be submitting it because it's pretty niche, but like there are better songs I think in the mod pack, but those have more like pseudo voices. So while it's not like an actual vocal track, it's more like a KK Slider fake voice going like or something like that, but not like KK Slider. But I do like it a lot, but I was like, no, let's try and think of something better. So I was like thinking of video game instrumental songs, and it's really difficult, I think, to think of one which I'd like. I'm like, yes, this is what I want to submit, because it's a lot which I like generally do like, and honestly I love the entire Flow soundtrack, but picking one from it is pretty darn difficult. And plus Flow is, you know, like a pretty popular movie and all that. The other thing I thought of was like, for like a specific song, was Anacute's soundtrack to Miami. I really like, but again, that's a very short song, so I'm just like, come on, let's try and find something a bit more, you know. So I won't say what I have submitted, because there's still a day until the submissions are like solidified. But when I remembered it, I was like, oh, this is actually a really good idea, because this is like, I like this quite a lot, and I feel like it's again reasonably niche, but it's also got like a good sense of appeal, I think, to it as well. So will it do well? I don't really care, but I hope it makes some people appreciate it. You know, someone listens to it and goes, yeah, it's my jam. Anyway, but yeah, that's a thing with the menu music, you know. Fighting game menu music goes hard, especially when every character has their own unique theme. You know me, I love a character theme so much. That's why I love Them's Fighting Herds as its musical core concept, despite the fact that, oh my gosh, I don't know if you've heard about this, I don't know if I ever spoke about it, but what crazy stuff it went through, where like I mean, the entire like journey is crazy, like, because it started as a My Little Pony fan game, it got really big enough to get onto the indie Evo stage, and then it got cease and desisted by Hasbro because they were fairly like, hey, no NTY. And then they got kickstarted again when Laura Faust came in to like give designs in, as it got rebranded as Them's Fighting Herds, and they released 6 characters. And then part of the Kickstarter thing is like also they would get released one other character, which Shanty came out, and then like another publisher or something came in to be like, hey, we're going to support you, and then they released a fighter pass to release like 4 more characters. They released, I don't remember, Nidhara, is that her name? The Tapir, which is actually really cool. She was actually really, I haven't played her, but she seems like a really cool character design. And I don't know, but something about the fact where I was like, I wasn't so interested in the characters which were basically from the same faction, and I basically just wanted to be like, I want you to continuously invent up new factions and give me new things. But 3 of the characters were from the same faction. Like it was I can't remember their names. The cowgirl's like father or something, Arizona's father, Texas, that was it. There was Velvet's, I don't know, relation. It was like Winterhoof or something like that, Ironhoof, I can't remember. And then there was Tianhuo's rival, Baiheng. And apparently Baiheng is the most broken character in the game. Like she's so unbelievably broken because she's got infinites, because the character was extremely rushed out, because the publisher was just like, oh yeah, I know we said we're gonna like support you and we're not, and everyone's fired, which is crazy. Which is really sad. It's moments like that where it's like, damn, I wish I was like a billionaire so I could be like, whoa, Them's Fighting Herds, I like this game, I'm gonna put money into you so you can make a game you want. I don't care if I'm gonna lose money off of it. I'm not here for money. I'm literal passion project to support. I'd love to be able to just throw money at things like that, you know. But alas, that's not the case. There's something else which I was going to say. Oh yes, but that reminded me of like Baiheng being like an absolutely broken character in Them's Fighting Herds. I don't know if there's actually like tier lists of it. Them's Fighting Herds with like empirical data or something. But Baiheng is like insanely broken. Apparently, well, this person put Baiheng in B tier, which is insane. Them's Fighting Herds tier list, but it's brutally honest. Okay, sure, why not? What does it look like? How are 6 characters in Super Strong? That seems ridiculous. That's not a tier list then, I suppose. But yeah, and I talk about Them's Fighting Herds all the time because I love the musical concept that they have in the game. Where basically every character has a theme, every stage has a theme. No, every character has certain sounds and instruments, and then every stage has a theme, and then depending on who's winning or leading by more, they warp the musical theme of that stage more to that character's sound. And I'm like, that's such an amazing concept for a fighting game. Insanely unscalable. So it made sense when we had 6 characters. Doesn't make so much sense when we had 10 characters, to be fair. But I don't know, unless they can build it. Because it basically means anytime they introduce a stage, they had to make a theme for every other character. I guess unless maybe you can just like sub in instruments just like that. I don't really know how it works, but music's probably not that straightforward, huh? But it's such a great concept, which is why I was like, I'm just like, if I was a billionaire, I'd chuck money at that. I don't care. That's a lost leader. That's a beautiful concept. which like who else is going to do it then, you know? But I was thinking about this recently because I stumbled across a video, like another video game analysis video, which basically talked about Smash Ultimate, and apparently Minecraft Steve is the strongest character in Smash Ultimate, like full stop, right now, which I had no idea, because I know vaguely about Smash tier lists, because I don't know about the first one, but I know in Melee, like Fox is obviously the best. I don't know who's the strongest in the Smash 64, and I know in Broad Meta Knight is uncontested the best, so good that he's banned. Apparently he's like so good that he's actually broken. Like he's probably the most broken character, I suppose, in all the Smash Bros. Comparative to their games or something. I know in Smash 4 Bayonetta was insanely broken, but apparently like Smash Ultimate Minecraft Steve is like the strongest character in the entire game, which is in some ways incredibly funny, isn't it? Because it's such a random character. Because I remember when his trailer got like dropped and we were just like, whoa, what? Apparently he's insanely broken because he has a lot of random tech, and I was watching a video about it and I was like, it's such an interesting thing to sort of like have it been broken down by an expert. But basically, as I can understand it, it's like he just has too many good things. Like some other like really strong characters have like one really good thing about them, but like, you know, which makes him super strong, but not like unfairly broken. But Minecraft Steve just has too much. Like apparently one of the craziest things he has is his minecart side special, which is a command grab, a ranged command grab, which I'm not that good at fighting games and that sort of thing, but even that sounds crazy to me, because command grabs are basically something which can bypass shielding or blocking in games. That's generally the rock paper scissors of it, but having a range one, and not only is it a range one, it's one that you don't know its range until the Minecraft Steve player like they can decide reactively or even proactively if they wanted to make it a grab or just a regular hit. So you basically have to play a 50-50 insane guessing game. Well, okay, it's not quite a true 50-50. I'm not going to pretend I'm a fighting game expert. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I mean, it's like his anvil button down, like his special downwards or something of his anvil is just does way too much damage or something. His up tilt is crazy good because he can move while doing his up tilt. I don't know. It's really interesting because seeing all these moves, I'm just like, wow, this is like a really cool like recreation of Minecraft into a fighting game like moveset, right? Like all of these moves like make sense. Like of course he can move while doing his up tilt because that's him swinging a weapon, a tool. Like of course that makes sense because you can do that in Minecraft. That's like a very common thing to do in Minecraft rail. So of course, why not? Dropping an anvil, I don't know if that's not really that common, but it's quite hard to think of something which will work gravitationally downwards. But apparently it just all comes together just to make an absolutely insanely broken character. And I was like, that's strange. I thought Smash Bros was getting patches, wasn't it? Because I remember Little Mac was also like broken on release or something, and they nerfed him, like to the ground or something. But yeah, apparently they didn't. Like apparently like the patches stopped after like a year or something after the latest patch hero like expansion patch came out, and I was like, whoa, okay. It's like part of me now it's just like, why didn't they just do like a patch like every year or something? Like wouldn't that be kind of cool? I don't know, maybe not. I'm not here to sort of dictate exactly how they should run my game or that sort of thing. It always seems like a shame to me when a good game is like so close to just being good if they just, you know, had one more balanced patch to be able to fix everything, you know. Like if I'm fighting cards, they could just come in and fix by hanging and that sort of thing. Would I play it? Probably not. But still, you know, it's this. Even I, despite not being part of that community, not knowing about these sort of things, not knowing about in depth, can still understand the pain of what could have been, you know? Like imagine if the Smash Ultimate was like a, not even perfectly balanced, but like a pretty well balanced game where even the worst fighter in the game, could feasibly win a match against the best fighter in the game. This character is not like actual players, right? Because that seems like it would be pretty balanced. Like probably it would be an unfair matchup, or maybe have a difficult advantage, but there are things they can do. I don't know if Skullgirls is still getting balanced or whatever. They're still releasing characters, aren't they? Or have they finished now? I don't remember. Because Marie's been released. I don't know if there were more characters which are following on from that, to be honest. Or if there's even still patch notes, but still. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that the menu music, I suppose, per character is a fantastic sort of addition. And the Unfurling of Last one is a really, really catchy one. I also do like Christoph one and McGreed one. And at some point, you know, I actually need to play Friday Night Funkin', so I can actually play through this mod pack or something and see what it's like. But that will have to wait for another time. And for now, I'm going to round this episode up because my stomach is like killing me right now and I've got no idea why. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see you again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.